I'd have to get to this.
Dynamic and
I figured I'd have to get to this little application here. This is RiftSVPTube. And some crazy guy actually put this whole thing together. This is basically a YouTube player for the Oculus Rift. I figured I'd have to give it a first impressions. Yeah. But all jokes aside, I actually wrote this myself. This is RiftSVPTube. I wrote it myself, and now that I'm done writing it for a while, I'm actually gonna step back from it for a while because I've worked quite a lot on it. I've improved it quite a lot. Put it aside, and I figured I'd enjoy it a little bit and do a pretend first impressions of it. You know, there ain't no better way to test your own app than to pretend to be a user of said app. So right now I'm doing what I like to do after a lot of stressful programming, which is to relax. And my method of relaxing right now is to watch an ASMR video inside RiftSVPTube. And this is really awesome. I forget where I heard this, but I heard somewhere ASMR videos for the Oculus Rift. And short of being stereoscopic, this is pretty much, because of this player, become an ASMR video for the Oculus Rift. In fact, if I want to make it like super immersive, here, and just push the screen forward all the way and just get this crazy. This feels like I'm sitting in the first row of a small theater. And I get this room and this couch. I can just lay back on my chair and it feels like I'm sitting directly on the couch. Like literally I feel like I'm sitting on that couch. So this is really awesome. And by the way, on screen, this is the lovely Springbok ASMR. I do like a few ASMR channels out there, and this is one of my favorite. There's also Ephemeral Rift. There's ASMR Requests that I like very much. There's a few of them. This is a personal favorite of mine, Springbok ASMR. This video itself, this is the one where she introduces 3D desktop software on her Mac, and it's just so relaxing. You know, the image, it's always smooth, and she has a smooth delivery. This is just, I mean, theme word is smooth. And check it out. I'm going to put a link to her channel in the description of this video so that you can go check her out. Her videos are really, really relaxing. Anyways. But I do have to get back to RiftSVPTube. The primary purpose of this application can actually be reproduced by other software. For instance, it's YouTube in the Oculus Rift is not new. You can even do it in Steam VR or Virtual Desktop. What this application does is it also takes into consideration the existence of stereoscopic video, of 3D video. Because the Oculus Rift is pretty much the best stereoscopic viewing device out there right now. I would say the Sony HMZ, to a degree, is a good competition for stereoscopic viewing, but because of the immersion level and the capabilities of the Oculus Rift, I would say it wins, like, hands down. And with this application, you can actually watch YouTube, and you can watch YouTube in 3D. Reason I built this application is because I deploy stereoscopic content on my own channel, exclusively stereoscopic, and I wanted people who have an Oculus Rift to just have an easy way to play my videos in 3D, because they should not have to watch them in 2D. So let's take a look at the real capabilities. And take a look at this great ASMR video. This is so relaxing. I'm talking over it and I'm getting relaxed at the same time. I'm telling you, Springbok ASMR is so effective. It's like a really good drug. It's really awesome. But let's get to some stereoscopic video right now, just so that you can see what this app is capable of. Alright, let's take a look at something completely different. I'm now watching a Let's Play video of Dark Souls by Eincrow Productions. I'm going to link to his channel in the description as well. I'm going to try to give credit to everyone here. And right now, as you can see if you're watching this in 3D, this video is stereoscopic. And because it's in side-by-side format, all I had to do is literally just launch the player, and boom, I'm watching the video in 3D. Of course, when I launch a video that's not 3D or that's of a different 3D format, on the table here, it says I hit F2 to go to 2D video mode, F3 to go to side-by-side 3D, and F4 to go over-under. And right now I'm in side-by-side, which is the default. So it just loaded up this way and it was working right off the bat. And when I say that the Oculus Rift is probably the best stereoscopic 3D viewing device out there, it's because of not the detail, obviously, because that's still a limitation with virtual reality. I think the detail's gone a long way and looks great, but it's not there yet. However, the depth is so fucking impressive. The depth is perfect. If you watch a movie, a 3D movie in the Oculus Rift, it's where you realize this, because you forget of the existence of the Oculus Rift, it doesn't really feel like you're wearing glasses. So this is like glasses-free 3D of the future holodeck style. This is really fucked up. When the video quality is super good, this one doesn't appear to be the best, and I have done a lot of work on the app to get good quality video to come through as good as it can. So I think the source footage for this video wasn't like cranked up to the max, and that's why I'm not getting the very best quality. But when you get like a super sharp video in this, I was watching like my own first impression videos of, for instance, the game Rush, which is like super simple graphics. The image was so sharp that it actually looks like the game is running in front of you. It's really, really impressive. Even this, with the slight level of compression, still looks great. The depth is just perfect. Now, of course, I can adjust the screen position. This is something that really becomes necessary with stereoscopic 3D, because if you have the image too close to you, it can get a little jarring. So what I like to do is with stereoscopic videos, you push them back just a bit, like if you were sitting about halfway inside a large theater, like somewhere like this. This is looking great. I mean, I wanted this myself. I'm sure some people have noticed that YouTube has 3D videos and they never worked for them and they've always been curious about watching one. Well, now this tool can do it in like 1 second. Actually, it takes 45 seconds of preload time and then you're watching. But it's so simple, and I myself have already, of course this is for testing purposes, I want to use it as often as possible to find all the problems, but at the same time, I'm using it because I want to use it. I find 3D videos that I want to watch, and instead of using my monitor, I'm actually using the Oculus Rift now because I can get myself a really large monitor, you know? Like, I can just VR my monitor, for fuck's sake. So this is really, really awesome. I like the fact that I finally delivered an option to do this and that I have one myself, especially. So that's it. YouTube in 3D, YouTube in 2D, whatever you want to watch from YouTube, this application will do it. It's still in the alpha stages, but it's gone a long way since the first time I built it, where it had to preload the entire video before you actually got to watch it. Alright, it's time to get to you, Roger. This is a video by Roger Maddy, and he is basically a god of stereoscopic 3D. He did something that a lot of people talk about since VR is out. He took two cameras and put them about, I think, 40-50 inches apart and in perfect parallel stereo, and then he climbed on top of a hill and took this shot. And what's fun about it is in stereoscopic 3D, all the trees, all the objects look like they're miniature. The trees are so tiny. These are fucking gigantic trees. These are like the normal, larger than a house trees. They look like they're so tiny. Holy crap. Roger, this is a super interesting experiment, and you have no idea how many people I saw when VR came out, especially the Oculus Rift, the DK2. They wanted to do projects where they take webcams and put them far apart and do exactly this. And to watch it in the Oculus Rift is actually really cool, because now the stereo is freaking perfect. Roger, I have a word for you. you're going to want to get an Oculus Rift. I would even recommend that you get a DK2 immediately, being the shipping time is so long to begin with. I don't see what you have to lose. You seem like a guy who can afford an Oculus Rift DK2. The Gear VR is a good idea, but it's an expensive solution because you have to get a Note 4. But the Oculus Rift, here's what's going to happen. Your trash bin's going to fill up. I'm sorry to say this. You're going to toss out a lot of gadgets. When you try the Oculus Rift, you're going to be like, why in the fuck have I been struggling and busting my ass with all this other shit when this is perfect? In comparison to cardboard and do-it-yourself virtual reality, the Oculus Rift DK2 is not comparable. It's just, what I like to do is I tell people, don't call cardboard virtual reality. It is not virtual reality. The field of view is less than 70. It's just a bad first impressions of VR. The day you try an Oculus Rift and that it sort of immerses your fucking personality into another environment, you'll understand what I mean. When you put one on, you'll be like, holy shit, I get what Chris is saying. Okay. I did this to like 5 guys in the office who thought cardboard was like the bomb shit, and I'm like, okay. Do you know what a big difference the DK2 is to cardboard? Because cardboard's not VR and the DK2 is VR. And then they try the DK2 and they're like, okay, I see what you mean. I totally see what you mean. Anyway, I can't believe how well synced your frames are, by the way, Roger. This is a really fucking good video. There's not much going on, obviously, but that's not the point, right? The point is to get hyper stereoscopic output. This is what he's doing. He's putting so much separation that you can look out, like, even, I almost still have depth when the mountains start appearing. So this is really, really good. Like, I mean, Roger, this is some good work. You say it's crazy, insane, and long to set up. Yeah, but it's worth it. It's so freaking worth it. Anyways, this one I can actually push as far as I want. Oh, wow. I am a giant. I will crush this planet. Actually, no. Now that I have it this damn close, it starts feeling like normal, real stereo. This actually feels like a real view, dude. I think you're on to something. This feels immersive. It feels, if I could push the screen further forward, it feels like I'd start entering the scenery. And I think hyper stereo has something to do with that. Alright, I figured this would be actually probably the most appropriate video, given its alien isolation, and I actually recently covered this game in the Oculus Rift. It's appropriate for another reason. This video is from a channel called Ephemeral Rift. So Ephemeral Rift is a producer of ASMR videos, and he's actually doing an ASMR Let's Play using alien isolation. And to a lot of people's great surprise, it's actually really relaxing. I don't know why. It just worked out for him. It's his approach. It works really good. I figured it'd be appropriate for all the relations. I'm watching Ephemeral Rift in the Oculus Rift. I'm watching Alien Isolation, which I'm playing in virtual reality using the Oculus Rift. So this is really a good little crossover there. And of course, with the amount of shoutouts, I think it's appropriate for this video, given I'm using an Oculus Rift YouTube player, and I watch a lot of YouTube, and there's a lot of content producers I like. Why not take the time to give all the good ones a shout out here, all of the ones I watch really, really often. I would do some AVGN, but AVGN already gets enough credit. You know, let's take care of let's take care of the folks that deserve more recognition than they get. This can also be really relaxing. I'm not watching a 3D video right now. This is in 2D, but this can be just really relaxing because, I don't know, you wrap that screen close in enough, not so close that you notice the artifacts and the encoding, kind of like this, and just lay back. You can enjoy that video. This is really some smooth stuff. I think he's waiting for one of the humans to actually pass by. I have to make a note here. I was watching this before I got to this portion of the game, and I, quote, borrowed, unquote, Ephemeral Rift's strategy of taking those humans you just saw that they were shooting at him. He's going to draw them out and take him out one by one. So I figured I'm watching this playthrough, and that's where he's at, so I do the same thing. But the problem is those 4 humans can later serve as a distraction from the alien. And now, both him and I had to deal with a xenomorph towards the end of this section of the game. And we lost our distraction, the best one you have, which is the humans that are still there. The freaking thing goes berserk and kills them off one by one for you. As you get to make your getaway, well, now we're screwed. And, well, so much for that. I mean, I took his playthrough, so I gotta deal with it. So, next time I'm gonna make my own strategy. I'm gonna try to use my instincts and stop watching other people and taking their strategy. Alright, on to my own videos. I'm watching one of my more recent videos here where I did an experiment with iRacing and the Oculus DK2 on Sonoma Raceway, where I actually learned the track, and I was so impressed at how quick that learning process went. That's the quickest I've ever learned a racetrack in any simulator ever, including iRacing. So, I had a lot of fun doing that video because I really was nervous at first, like nervous as if I were to go on stage or something, because I thought it was not going to go that well. That track, I saw the diagram of the track. It's a track I wanted to learn, so that's why I took it, because I didn't select it because it looked easy. Let's put it that way. I saw the diagram of the track and I was like, are you fucking crazy? And it went so well. I was really happy. While the video was going, I was really happy at how things were progressing. Sort of noticing that things were going way better than planned. So that's my note. And of course, this player is perfect to watch all the videos on my channel in stereoscopic 3D. And I actually used this very player to do a review of this very video. I had watched it on my monitors before and everything, but I wanted to check a few things, a few technical details, the way I adjust the stereo 3D in something that's really, really perfect, 100% crosstalk free and so forth. And this is really a good tool to review my videos. Anyways, yeah, I can actually check the way I overlay the camcorder footage and the way the pop-out effect, the illusion on the embedded camcorder footage looks, and it's actually pretty good. It just protrudes a little further out than the car. It's really, really nice. I can see a lot of detail in this in terms of depth. Now, I gave a bunch of shout-outs, Eincro Productions, Roger Matty, Ephemeral Rift, and Springbok ASMR, and I want to now make a note. Hopefully these folks, these wonderful folks are going to be watching this video at some point in the future. So I'm going to make a note to Springbok ASMR. You're going to have to get yourselves, you and your husband, you're going to have to get yourselves a gift for Christmas. And what you should be getting, because I noticed that you're a little F1 junkie right there. You like your racing, and I'm assuming your husband is no different. He probably also enjoys it. And what I recommend you do is that you get yourselves an Oculus Rift, a subscription to iRacing, and some good racing controls for a computer. I would recommend like a Logitech driving wheel. If you can get the high-end one, get the high-end one. You're not going to be disappointed, let me put it that way. You seem to have an appreciation for racing itself and what it is, not just the personalities in racing and the whole drama around it, which there can be a lot because, hey, it's racing. But the racing itself, and if you're interested in getting the experience of driving in a race car, and I'm not talking specifically to Formula One, of course, when it comes to getting an experience driving a car, it doesn't have to be a Formula One, it just has to be a good track and a realistic depiction of the car itself. This is really insanely awesome. This is really a lot of fun. It's another kind of relaxing. The ASMR videos are relaxing, but driving in virtual reality is another kind of relaxing. It's the best way to blow off steam. Closest thing you can get to taking out a real car on a real track. So, really, really highly recommended. And to anyone else out there who likes racing, get yourselves an Oculus Rift and a subscription to iRacing. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee this. It's really, really nice. It's pretty sad to see like clownish simulators like Assetto Corsa say they've released Oculus Rift support when all they have is monoscopic. Yeah, monoscopic virtual reality is not virtual reality. It blows. And when you don't support stereoscopic output and you say you've got virtual reality support, there's a problem with your declaration. That's all I can say. So yeah, iRacing didn't do this clownish thing of releasing half-assed VR support. It's actually really good VR support. What I didn't get to try is Live for Speed, because for some reason the game won't start on my system. Nothing against Live for Speed. My system and the Oculus Rift runtimes, they got this weird relationship going where they sometimes kick each other in the groin region, and it doesn't go well. Yeah, so I don't know. I should probably test on the other system, but then connecting all the driving gear is kind of difficult with that system. So anyways, I have to find out why. It's funny how I'm just watching my video right now and I completely forgot that I'm sitting in a fake living room watching a fake screen with my fake video on it. But it's awesome. This is RiftSVPTube, people. I hope you enjoyed this, quote, first impressions video, unquote. It is kind of a first impressions. I mean, like, for one of the few times I'm sitting down and enjoying it as a user and not as a developer, and I didn't even find any issues, because I told myself also doing this video would be a good exercise in finding problems, which I did not during the, at least as far as the app works and is supposed to work, everything worked out perfectly fine. That's pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna end this. People, Merry Christmas. I'm probably not gonna produce another video up until Christmas. Hopefully at least one more until 2015, so I'm still gonna save up on that Happy New Year's. But one thing's for sure, yeah, Christmas is gonna pass by without another video, so Merry Christmas, and keep on watching. I'm probably gonna do something else in virtual reality before year's end. See you around.